let's talk about relative speed. Now, relative speed occurs during motion of two bodies which move simultaneously. Now, it is the speed with which the objects are either approaching each other or are separating from each other. So for two approaching objects or bodies, the relative speed is the sum of the individual speeds, while the relative speed at which they get away from each other is the difference between their respective individual speeds. And that we can see from our diagrams. That case, the bodies are approaching each other, and in the second case, they are moving away from each other. We get the difference. In the first case, we add the relative speeds. For example, we have two cars A and B that are 60 kilometers apart. So A travels towards B at an average speed of 40 kilometers per hour, while B travels towards A at an average speed of 60 kilometers per hour. You want to find the time taken before the two cars meet, and how far from the starting point of car A do they meet. So the distance between these two cars is 60 kilometers. Now the relative speed, since they are approaching each other, is the sum of the individual speeds. We have 60 plus 40, 100 kilometers per hour, and therefore time taken will be distance between them over the relative speed, and that would be 60 over 100, which is 0.6 hours or 36 minutes. Distance from A, we simply use the speed of the car A times the time taken to meet. So that would be 40 times 6 over 10. That gives us a distance of 24 kilometers. Example 5. So here the vehicles are moving away from each other. So a car leaves Nairobi and travels towards Mombasa at an average speed of 70 kilometers per hour. Half an hour later, a second car leaves Nairobi, traveling the same direction at 90 kilometers per hour. How far are the cars from Nairobi when the second car overtakes the first car? So in this case, when the second car starts, the first car has already covered 70 times a half. So that is 35 kilometers. And this is what we treat as the distance between the two cars by the time the second car starts. Now, since they move in the same direction, the relative speed will be the difference in their speeds, and that is 20 kilometers per hour. And therefore, time taken to close this gap of 35 kilometers at a relative speed of 20 kilometers per hour will be 35 over 20. That's 1 hour and 45 minutes, or 1 hour, 1 3/4 of an hour. Therefore, the distance covered by the second car during these 1 3/4 hours is 90 times 1.75, and this gives us a distance of 157.5 kilometers. And therefore, the distance from Nairobi is 157.5 kilometers.